we all have an image of ourselves as to who we are. We call that image, the self-image, by the name I. And that image appears real to us. Though according to Buddha it is not an actual reality, but only an apparent reality. In religions other than Buddhism, we call it our soul. That is the crux of the image of ourselves. I is our soul. Buddha's teaching reveals there is no permanent entity either in our body or in our mind that cannot be called our soul. The self-image that we have created is only a mental concept. It is a mental creation. All mental creations are illusions. They are images that appear in the mental screen within us, like the images, illusory images that appear in the computer screen, TV screen, cinema screen, etc. Even the image that we see in the mirror in front of us looks real, but it is not an actual reality. It is only a reflection. It is the shadow of the physical entity called I. The light reflected by the physical entity into the mirror creates a picture. Similarly, thought waves created in our mind creates a mental image within us. All our ideas that appear in our mental screen are images, mental creations. Mental creation means they appear to be real, but actually not real. Although it looks real, it is not the actual reality because it is based on our knowledge that we have gathered through our sense organs. The capacity of all our sense organs is so weak and limited that we cannot know the real nature of anything that we experience through our sense organs. For example, our nose is not capable of smelling even the nose of a dog can smell. Our eyes are not capable of seeing things that even a dog can see. Their range of cognition is limited with regard to every sense organ. It is with this insufficient, incorrect, illusory knowledge that we have gathered through sense organs that we create images in our mental screen. But according to Buddha, we can understand the real nature of our mental world by examining it closely, attentively, constantly, how our mind works, creating mental images. Image is in the mind, a mental image is a mental object like other physical objects. In the physical object, in the physical world, a physical object is capable of preventing light and creating a shadow. Shadow is darkness against light. Even the darkness that we experience at night is the shadow of our own earth against the light behind this shadow. It is created by the solid body called the earth. Similarly, even though mental images are not solid bodies, even though they are illusory mental creations, they also behave in the way of obstructing the light of truth within us. Therefore, metaphorically, the truth is called light, the reality, actual reality, and the illusory mental world created by our mind is called knowledge, but it is really not knowledge but ignorance. Because our knowledge is based on insufficient, distorted, wrong information supplied by our sense organs. Therefore, the ignorance in us, the real ignorance is in us, is our knowledge. The light behind that knowledge is our wisdom, inner wisdom, that can see the reality of things through its insight. It is through this insight that one can realize the ultimate truth called nirvana that is in us. That nirvana is not a material entity, not a physical entity, nor is it a mental entity, not a mental creation. It is beyond all creations. It is the original state of our mind, our natural mind, the mind that we experience is capable of two activities, that is sensing sense information and thinking about the information gathered through sense organs. That means the main function of our mind is sensing and thinking. The actual reality or truth within us called nirvana is beyond both thinking and sensing. Nirvana is not a mental image, not a mental creation. It is not the outcome of the process of our thinking. It lies beyond thinking. Not only thinking, beyond all the concepts, all the ideas, all the mental images that go to form our knowledge, the so-called knowledge. Therefore, in the first paean of joy that the Buddha expressed after enlightenment, he referred to the state of mind that he realized at the enlightenment as an empty mind, which is called sunyata in Pali and sunyatva in Sanskrit. It is emptiness. The mind that is empty of its all mental images, empty of all feelings and thoughts, that one can realize at the Nirodha Samapatti. Nirvana state of meditation. The trance, Nirvana trance, Nirvana Samadhi. But it is not an experience that can be gathered by the mind, grasped by the mind. Therefore, Buddha has referred to it as atakkavacharan. Nirvana cannot be thought of. Every thought is about a mental image. Nirvana is not a mental image. It is this nirvana, the reality, which is referred to the Buddha as the light within. Therefore, when we explain to his first disciples about his enlightenment, he said, Visankara gatan citta. The mind became completely free of all concepts, all thinking process, all ideas, all feelings. It is a complete emptiness of the mind. Emptiness is the ultimate reality, not only of our mind, but of the entire universe. All objects in the universe are created in that empty space, which is beyond time and distance. Because the emptiness of the universe has no beginning, has no ending, has no transformation in between. It is beyond creation or birth. It is beyond death. It is beyond transformation. That is the actual reality. It is on the background of this reality that we create a mental image of ourselves, which covers the actual reality in the heart of our mind, in the original mind. It is by polluting the original mind that we think by means of mental images called ideas or concepts. Actual reality is beyond this shadow of mental images. All mental images create a shadow against the light of truth within our own mind. The truth, the reality, actual reality in our mind is covered by our own thinking, our own knowledge, our own mental concepts. Realization of nirvana is going beyond the mental creations. And that nirvana is called by the Buddha is not born, ajatam. It's not a happening, not an incident, abhutam. It is not something that we can do, nirvana. Akatam. And it is not a thing that we can compose of things that are available. Asankatam. Those are the qualities of nirvana. Kevada Sutta says it is anantam sabbato pabam. It is boundless, the reality. No limits in time and space. Sabbato pabam, it is perfectly illuminated. There is nothing hidden in it, no shadows in it. There is light. It is the dawn of this light that the Buddha referred to as aloko idapadi with regard to his enlightenment. We too have that light within us, covered by our own mental images that cast the images, shadows of darkness, shadows projected by our own mental images. All mental images are based on the concept of I. That is the basic mental image. The image of a self. Enlightenment means the complete extinction of that image and its shadow of darkness. Then appears the enlightenment of light within us.